Hi, how's it going, guys? Charles Weldy here, Bloomington Edge. I'm here with Jacob Baker, and we're here to talk about tonight's football game against the Chiefs and the England Patriots. This is the first game of the year, Thursday night football. I know it's been a long time since we had a live football game, so we're pretty excited. One of the first questions I thought of when this game rolled around was, Edelman's out, Gronk's in. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's huge that Gronk's coming back to the Patriots offense. Tom Brady is obviously going to make whatever offense he has work, but a big thing that I think is overlooked in the Patriots offense is definitely Brandon Cooks, who's a new addition for the Patriots. Big wide receiver from New Orleans. He's going to be a huge impact for them, and then Gronk being back on the field. I don't really think they're losing too much with Edelman being gone. He's a great player, but Brandon Cooks is definitely an upgrade, I think, from Julian Edelman, and then Gronk back in the lineup is going to make for another powerhouse season, I think, for the Patriots.
Gronk is a matchup nightmare. And you see how the Patriots use him. They put him all over the field. They're going to put him at tight end. They're going to put him at wide out, get him up against the corner. They're going to motion him. And, of course, they've got the guy that can get him the ball, and that's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Greatest quarterback of all time. Go.
Arguably, of course.
Arguably the go.
Coming off a phenomenal season, possibly the best second half of the Super Bowl ever. 2 years ago, at the beginning of the season, people are already talking about his decline. Is this the year you see the decline?
No, I don't see a decline. I always think Tom Brady is going to have at least another 3 years. The way he plays is not a fast West Coast offense. It's a sit in the pocket, read the defense, and he's more of a mental quarterback. I think he's going to have at least 3 more years to be able to perform at this level, and he's just going to keep getting better. He's great, the GOAT, in my opinion.
So he's one of the oldest players on the field. He just turned 40. Let's talk about the young guys. Tell me a couple rookies for each team you think might have an impact tonight.
The Patriots don't really have that many new guys coming out in the field.
They get rid of them all.
They get rid of them all. They don't need them. But Hogan's a good young guy, I think, for the Patriots. He's going to step up in the role with Edelman going down. Definitely solid there. Spencer Ware just went down for the Kansas City Chiefs, who's the starting running back there. So Kareem Hunt, guy at Toledo, really solid guy. If you guys watch our YouTube video on fantasy football picks, I had him in my top 5 sleepers. He was number 3. He's a solid player. I thought he was going to beat out Spencer Ware regardless of the injury that he had. He's a really solid back. He's a power back. He can get around the outside when he needs to, so I think he's definitely a guy to watch out for.
You mentioned injuries. What other injuries do we need to be aware of coming into this game tonight?
So you guys, obviously, we go over the obvious one with Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman's a big one that's going to be out for the Patriots. Other than that, they're not hurting too much. The Kansas City Chiefs, though, like I said with Spencer Ware is going to be out for the rest of the season with an LCL tear, so he's going to be done. As far as that, we don't have a ton. Travis Kelce was questionable at the beginning of the week with a groin injury.
Any updates on him?
Yes, we actually had an update earlier this morning on NFL News. He will be in the lineup, no limitations. He's going to be good to go.
That's a big factor for them, I know that. So let's talk about the Chiefs' offense. What do we expect out of these guys? It's not a playoff game, so Alex Smith might get a W.
Right. Alex Smith, he's an on and off guy. He's going to win you a solid preseason, but he seems to disagree in the postseason. This year, the departure of Jeremy Maclin is definitely going to be a big impact for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to have to lean on Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce to get the bulk of their points. They're going to have to lean on them. The ground game always hasn't been that big of a thing for them, so it's going to be tough for Kareem to really get his carries in. But I think to go up against a good Patriots defense who's always solid, they have a great defensive coordinator down there. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough sledding for them, but I think they're going to have to attack the air if they're going to want to win the game, if they're going to move the ball.
Okay, well, as far as win-loss goes, winning the game is one thing. Beating the point spread is another. What's the spread for tonight's game, and what are your thoughts on it?
It's +9 for the Patriots. I think that is definitely accurate. The Patriots should win this football game. I think they're still the best team in the league. Coming into the power rankings, they're number 1. I say it's a safe bet. I would not get a best bet against the Patriots in the regular season or in the postseason. So definitely, Patriots are going to win tonight.
If you're playing the money line or you're playing the spread, it's tough week 1. All you have to go on is that preseason stuff. A lot of these teams, especially like the Patriots, they're not playing too many starters, so it could be tough to get a gauge. A lot of the analytics are out the window when you start talking about home record, road record, Monday or Thursday night football records because it's game 1. So for this type of game, usually I like to look at the analytics, but for this type of game, it's hard to make a case to go against Tom Brady and to go against the home game. Now, 9 points is a lot, especially NFL. Most people will take anytime they can get more than 7. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and lay the 9. I take the Patriots. So before we wrap up, we want to touch base with you some other NFL news just to keep you guys up to speed. Go ahead, Jake.
Sure. So NFL news, you guys obviously heard about the hurricane moving into South Florida. So the Buccaneers and the Dolphins are going to be postponed. So that's going to be a week 1 bye you're going to watch out for. So Jay Cutler, you're going to want to take him out of your lineup. Jameis Winston.
That's
Mike,
a good one.
Yep.
Winston.
Right. So you're going to want to. A lot of people have him in their starting lineups. Mike Evans, big receiver. Tampa Bay, J.J. You're going to want to get him out of your lineup if you have him in there week 1. Make sure you're paying attention to that. Couple injury updates. Odell did move well in practice. Moving well in stretching is what they said. So he's probably going to, they're thinking he's probably going to play week 1. If he is going to play, I think he's going to have limited time because you're going to want to keep him healthy throughout the rest of the season. Huge one coming up. Ezekiel Elliott, the 6-game suspension has been upheld, but week 1 they're going to allow him to play against the Giants. So the ratings, obviously, the Cowboys and Giants is huge. I think that's kind of what the commissioner and what the Cowboys are trying to do. And they need to get him to play week 1 in this big matchup.
What do you do with him? You play him week 1 and trade him? You play him, you sit on him for 6 weeks? What's the strategy?
I would play him and sit on him, definitely. I mean, you can go unless someone's going to offer you a big trade for him. If there's going to be someone who's going to say, here's a running back who doesn't produce as much as him, but he's going to be there for 6 more games, I think it's definitely a trade you might be able to work out. But as far as if you're not going to see anyone who's willing to trade for him, then I would sit on him. He's going to be a big producer as soon as he comes back, regardless, with that O-line out there. Cowboys have the best O-line in the league, the Great Wall of Dallas. So I would definitely sit on him for coming weeks.
James Winston, if he's your guy, you know you're going to lose him this week. Do you make a trade for keep him, or make a trade for someone that is going to play this week for the points? You just write it off as a loss. How do you address that? I
think you would sit. I mean, typically everyone in the league is going to have a second-string quarterback. I would just start him this week. James is definitely a guy who's going to produce points for the next week. He's a great quarterback. I think he's just going to keep getting better. So definitely don't trade him away. It's not a fire sale,
right.
Just for week 1. I would just start your second-string guy, kind of bite the bullet this week, and move on to the next week.
All right. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Charles Welly, Bloomington Edge.
Jake Baker, Bloomington Edge.
Appreciate you. We'll be back in with you pretty soon. Go Edge. Have a great week.